Another week, another national store championship. So this isn't a qualifier where you can gain an instant ticket to the nationals. This is store championships where you can gain points to go up the leaderboard, and then a top cut of that leaderboard will go and get an invite to the national scene. This week it was hosted by the guys over at Beyblade X Labs. If you haven't checked out their YouTube channel, check them out now. They do awesome work. They put on this event and they chose an amazing venue, Spellbound Games in Elephant and Castle. Absolutely stunning, under an archway, under a trains. It was really, really cool. It was like a little bunker sort of setup, but an amazing, amazing venue. Awesome prizes. First place got the red Dram Buster. Insane. Really, really wanted it. This event was big. It had 43 players signed up, so really competitive. The way it worked was 6 rounds of Swiss. The top 8 make the cut for the finals, and then it's single elimination, which is really, really tough. First place gets that big 5 points on the leaderboard, and then they get a bit smaller as you go on. Between 5th and 8th also do get 1 point, so making it to the finals is awesome because you still get a point. Let's hop into my deck choice for the day, and then we'll get into the footage. Right, it's deck check time. So I'll be honest, there's no surprises here because this is national, so no time for experimenting. Error Pegasus, 160 on a standard rush. My Coro Phoenix on a 360 low rush. This 360, although it doesn't match color, is awesome. It's the Hasbro Dransword Dual Pack. It's so tight. Don't think it's burst yet. On a low rush. And then to sweep up those 1-pointers, Wizard Rod, 960 on a ball. Then my substitute for the day was Cobalt Dragoon, 560 Elevate. Most people know I love this base so much. In TT, I can keep it under control, launch really hard, but in Hasbro, this thing is a liability, and I see people do well with it. I just cannot keep it from bursting as well as them. So it's my substitute for the day. Let's hop into the footage. And first up, I'm against the Dran guy. So my Error Pegasus out first, and it gets pocketed. An awful recoil into that pocket, so a really bad start to this store championships. Then it was a early start, so just a reshoot. And then my Coro Phoenix up against a Wizard Rod, getting a massive extreme. Love to see it. My Coro Phoenix, one of my favourites, so it is 3-2 at this point. Wizard Rod, this is exactly why he's in my third slot in my deck, is to sweep up these last points. Just need the single point to win. Up against, I think, a Leon Crest, which you don't see all too often at competitive, but Wizard Rod getting the spin finish, and I take the first game. And next up, I'm against Jack T, who goes to the same locals I do, and he's extremely, extremely good. So not an ideal second match, but is what it is. Error Pegasus up against Cobalt Dragoon, so not a great matchup for me. Error Pegasus losing that one, only 1 point. Then it is my Coro Phoenix up against Wizard Rod. Again, if I don't get this early hit with Coro Phoenix, then it's not great because it's never going to outspin a Wizard Rod. And it's 2-0 to Jack T at this point. And now I have my Wizard Rod, who is smashing this nightmare about the place. No pockets or extremes so far, but looks like the stamina's gone. I'll probably get the 1 point. And that's it, 1 point to Wizard Rod. So reshuffled, I brought out my Coro Phoenix first, up against Wizard Rod, and it smashes it into the pocket. Exactly what I needed from that Coro Phoenix. Then I put Wizard Rod out second on the reshuffle because I sort of half predicted this. So up against the Cobalt Dragoon, this could go either way. Both have strong launches. Cobalt Dragoon usually does beat Rod on ball, but It just depends on how hard it's flicked about the stadium. Looks like Rod is losing out a bit, but somehow it outspins Dragoon, and I take the second game. I'm 2-0 in this competition. Next up, I'm against Tang. First out, I have my Error Pegasus on the rush bit up against a Golem Rock. Really like Golem Rock. It's doing some good bits. It's definitely good for anti-meta, good against the meta type bays. And it manages to outspin Error Pegasus, so I'm 1-0 down at this point. Out comes Coro Phoenix. Got nice big hits, smashed him about the place, even hitting him up onto the shroud. But Rod held its ground and manages to get the spin finish, so I'm down 2-0 at this point. This time it's my turn to have Rod up against a Samurai Saber, which again I don't really see at competitive all too much. I'm not a massive fan of it. I don't think it hits that hard. Those little bits that fling out of it, I just don't find it that effective. But Rod doing Rod things and gets the spin finish. And then I have my Coro Phoenix out next, and it gets an instant pocket. Luckily we both landed. This was annoying. I've usually put Wizard Rod second on my reshuffle. I forgot to do it this time. It's Error Pegasus, and it gets a nasty deflection into the pocket, and I lose this round. And then I'm against Penkin, another tough opponent from locals. It's my Error Pegasus out first as per usual, up against a Wizard Rod. And he takes the first point. Coro Phoenix out second, up against his Error Pegasus this time. Smacking him about. This match was actually crazy the way it finished. Look at that extreme. It like rolled it sideways into it. Absolutely insane, that one. Then we've got my Wizard Rod up against a Nightmail. There was a mid-air snipe, that one, so just a reshoot. Both land this time. Usually Rod against Mail, this is a pretty easy match. I've hit it about quite well and drained its stamina, but then it's got some mad tilt on Wizard Rod, which it never really recovered from. It's constantly stayed in this tilt state. Sometimes it stands itself back up, but not this time. Penkin gets the point. Nightmail outspinning. Usually I would choose Rod to get that last point, but this time I went for Coro Phoenix and a little love tap, and it went into the pocket. So 4-2, win this round. And then I'm up against Solicow again, another really tough opponent from locals. I always seem to get paired up against Solly, and we usually have really tight, tough matches. I take the first point, Coro Phoenix against Shark. Then it's both our Error Pegasus out. I had quite a bad launch on that one, but luckily I get the pocket from it. Seem to have yanked it backwards by accident, but it worked out. Then it is Rod against Dragoon. Solicow using it on level this time rather than elevate, because he has the same issue as me, it just keeps on bursting. Don't know how guys keep it from bursting in Hasbro. And Rod gets a spin finish and a nice quick game for me. And it was bound to happen. they put us up against my daughter. We were both on 4-1. I take the pocket to take 2-0 up. Whoever wins this definitely goes through to the final. Whoever loses might still go through to the final. But it's always tough playing a family member because you don't know whether just to give them the win or take it easy. But me and my daughter, we always play hard. So there was no chance we were giving each other this game. 3-0 to me, going well so far for me. She is crazy good with that Dram Buster. So glad to get that one out of the way. But then she knocks me into the extreme with the Wizard Rod. I literally bought her that day. So it's 3-3 at this point. Wizard Rod up against Shark. And somehow Shark jumps out of the pocket. But it's not enough to keep it alive. It's quite a glass cannon Shark Edge. And Wizard Rod takes the point. And I win for free.
Place we have Terrell. In 6th place we have Jack. In 5th place we have Takashi. In 4th place we have Simo GT. In 3rd place we have BeyMac. In 2nd place we have Alex. And then undefeated at 6-0 we have Tang. Okay, so we're going to go into top 8 now.
So I'm through to the finals. I came 3rd with a 5-1 score in the end, which is really decent work. Unfortunately, my daughter did not make the cut. She finished at 4-2. But her points difference just wasn't enough to get into that top 8. You'll notice there are some big YouTubers in here like Daimyo GT, who has amazing content. He's got the cleanest edits. And we've got Solly Cow, who does some crazy competitive content and combo testing. We got Jack T, who is part of the Beyblade X Labs. And we got Typhi, who's doing some awesome competitive footage on YouTube. So it's a big battle of the Baytubers. Let's see how my final rounds went. So into the finals, I'm up against Jack T again. I've already played him today. I did beat him once, so hoping for another victory. But he's super competitive. He's really good blader, so I was surprised I won the first one, to be honest. And I just beat his Whale Wave with Cora Phoenix, so 1-0 to me. Aero Pegasus out next against Cobalt Dragoon. And an unfortunate pocket for Pegasus, but this round is up to 7 points. The finals are up to 7, which I massively prefer. It's so much more competitive and it's less random in 7 points than it is with 4, so I love going to 7. Up now is obviously Rod versus Rod. I think we're both on 960 ball as well, so could go either way this one. Mine definitely looks like it's tilting a bit more at the moment, so not looking in the best of shape. Big hit, big tilt, and I get the spin finish, so 2-2. Out next is Wizard Rod again, up against Cobalt Dragoon, and another unfortunate pocket. I bounced over him at the start and put me in a bad position. Then it's Aero Pegasus up against Whale Wave again. Whale Wave is really good at those big attacks, but not a lot of stamina, very top heavy, so Pegasus getting the spin finish that time. Cora Phoenix coming out, a massive hit on Rod into the pocket, so 5-4, it's looking good. I just need a pocket. Cora Phoenix out next, and it extremes. Really annoying extreme, but it is what it is. I'm out again in the first round of finals. Unfortunate, but I do get 1 point for the leaderboard. Well, that's the end of the tournament, and it happened again. My last two tournaments, I've got to the finals with relative ease, and then I'm out first round. So I need to up my game, get over that mind block of being in the finals and having nerves. Just need to play my game, and I'll get there. I've got 2 points on the leaderboard now, which, as it's so hard to get points in this national leaderboard, 2 points is still good, because a lot of people, I'd say 80% of people, are still on 0 points. There's a load on 1 point, so 2 points still up there. But then there's also guys that have won 1 or 2 tournaments who are on 5 or 10. So I'll make my way up there. I'm getting closer every time. So it's only a matter of time, and I'll be at that nationals. Hopefully, after the news, I'll be going to Worlds. So excited to see what the regional qualifiers in the UK will be. But yeah, stick around, make sure to like and subscribe to catch me on this journey to be the UK and maybe the world's best blader. That's it from me, BeyMac.